Body position has got to be one of the most debated topics in the motorcycle world, and with so many riders doing different things, it is tough to know the best way to approach it. Should you counterlean like a gymkana pro, sit neutral like a two-wheel traffic cop, or hang off like the latest young gun racers? But as forums and comment sections heat up over this stuff, most of the time these conversations miss the main factor that determine what a perfect body position really is. But to understand what that position is, first we have to understand these different techniques and why riders use them. Kicking off with the first technique, which has risen to prominence in recent years after a certain charismatic Canadian made a video on it, is counterleaning. Counterleaning is the act of keeping your body upright while the bike leans under you. Instead of consciously moving your body with the bike, you let it fall into the corner without you following it. The biggest benefit of this is that you can alter lean angle of the bike quicker and easier, which just makes changing direction quicker and easier too. When you keep your upper body steadier and more upright, you can reduce how much your body has to swing from side to side, which can feel like the bike pivots more easily. It also helps the bike turn tighter too. More lean angle for a given speed will mean the bike travels on a smaller radius arc. And those benefits are why you see it as the favored technique for tight and technical riding, or when riders need to quickly avoid a hazard, because of that speed that you can change direction. Another benefit is that with the majority of your mass effectively on top of the bike, it's easier to manage any movement from it, which is why dirt and supermoto riders use it, where sliding one or both tires is a key factor to going faster. But even in previous road racing eras where traction was at a premium with their unruly machines and ancient tires, counterleaning made managing those machines easier too. Now, some will say that counterleaning helps vision, but I'd say it's a negligible benefit at best compared to the other techniques we're about to cover. Yes, you are a little bit taller, so technically you've got a taller view of the road, but it's really not a lot, and your body's actually facing away from the corner when you're doing that too, meaning you need to turn your head that little bit more to see into and through the corner. The downsides? Well, the biggest is that you're using more lean angle for a given speed, which just means more risk. And if your bike isn't blessed with the ground clearance of a Japanese crutch rocket, for example, you could find yourself grinding away parts of your machine in no time. I'd also argue that the control of the motorcycle is compromised at the extreme ends of this technique too. With straight arms and the bike under you, it's harder to be as deft with the controls as you would be in other positions, which just isn't ideal in corners where you spend a considerable amount of time at high lean angle. To get that greater control, we can start to move into our next most common technique, which is the neutral position. With this technique, you're making a conscious effort to move with the bike, but the goal is just to keep your head around the center line of it. The biggest advantage of this is that it just keeps things simple. With a slight clamping of the tank with your legs in the corners, you can ride like this all day long and feel relaxed and in good control. And with your upper body still sitting tall and facing a little bit more into the corner, vision is going to be as good as it will ever be. It's the first position where you can truly feel at one with the bike without having to put in too much effort. And with your relaxed grip and the arms in a more ideal position, you'll just have a better use and feel for the controls as well. And because your body remains closer to the center line, you'll be leaning the bike less for a given speed, giving you greater safety margin and potentially stopping those expensive parts of your bike getting a little too friendly with the road. Probably the biggest exponents of this technique have always been police riders, showing high levels of skill and speed when needed, without looking like they're doing too much work at all. Another place where you're likely to see this technique is from touring riders carving up mountain roads. And if you've gone abroad for that experience, then that's when you're likely to benefit from the partners of this video, Saily. Saily are a new eSIM service from the makers of NordVPN, offering eSIM plans for countries all over the world to help you avoid those costly roaming charges. And there's no need for a physical SIM card. All you need to do is just download the app, pick a plan you want for the country you're visiting, and you're good to go. Whether you're trying to find your way on a European road trip or trying to stream the latest MotoGP race on your next holiday. And with security features built into the app to block out things like unwanted ads and user tracking, it helps keep your data usage down while also keeping you safe. And it can all be set up in a few taps. So if you're heading away soon, download the Saily app in the App Store or just use the QR code here using Life at Lean at checkout to get 15% off your first purchase. All right, back to the video. Okay, so what are the downsides of this neutral position? Well, by making more of an effort to move with the bike, you naturally start to lose the benefits of counterleaning. The main one being that you just won't be able to change direction quite as quickly. You could also argue that managing a moving bike is going to be a little bit harder with this technique, but really that's just not a trade-off in the vast majority of cases. But where there is a bigger trade-off is in our final technique, and that's the classic racer hang-off. This hang-off, knee-down style has the rider moving more of their body to the inside, a little bit down into a crouch position, and their knee sticking out to act as a lean angle gauge. When I first started riding 17 years ago, this was pretty much the go-to advice for riding. If I had to guess, I'd say it's because at the time, most of the popular advice you saw just came from what we were learning from racing, and it was often touted as the best and safest way to ride. Now, it does help reduce lean angle that little bit more, and I do feel like it's the very best position for feeling at one with the bike while maintaining the very best control. But there's a couple of caveats I would add to that. First, that's only really true as you're approaching maximum lean in high grip situations where speed is the main focus. But hanging off like a racer at 30 degrees of lean on a casual Sunday afternoon ride just isn't helping you, and if anything, it's making things harder. The second is that the spectrum for hanging off has extended a lot at one end in recent years. When I first started riding, even the very best riders at the time had pretty reasonable hang-off positions. But 17 years of riders trying to gain any advantage they can, positions have just got more and more extreme. The problem with this though is that the base notion of that's what the best do, so I'll do it, hasn't really changed. But the truth is 99% of riders just cannot get into those positions, let alone do that for several laps at a time, so I don't think that standard is something to be aiming for the vast majority of people, even on the track. For me, as long as the majority of your mass is inside the center line of the bike, you're doing okay. And you can still go very, very fast without looking like the MotoGP elite. And the trade-offs, well, as you would expect, they come in how quickly you're able to change direction, and more so on the road, the reduced vision you get from your head being down and further to the inside. So then, which is it? Should you counterlean, sit neutral, or hang off? Yes. When these debates rage in forums and comment sections across the internet, people will often sit in and argue for one camp, and they're prepared to die on the hill of their chosen method. But in these conversations, the most important factor and the whole point of body position rarely gets mentioned. Body position and body movement is about creating a stable position that allows you to ride comfortably and effectively. But what effectively means can change depending on the situation. If I want to quickly avoid a Great British pothole, I'll counterlean, because it's the fastest way to avoid it. If I'm on a casual afternoon ride in the twisties, I'll sit in a neutral position with my knees against the tank, pointing my head and body slightly into the corner, because this gives me the best feeling while keeping things comfortable. And on the track, I'll use a reasonable hang-off position for the benefits in that environment without going too far so that I can maintain comfort, composure, and control. Each of these positions is a different tool for different jobs, but for some reason people just get so fixated on a single tool that they think is best for all of them, and that's where they get it wrong. Body position is a skill set that changes in different situations, and outside of trying to win arguments on the internet, it doesn't really benefit you to sit too deeply in one camp. My advice, try them all, because having that wider skill set is only going to make you a better and safer rider, and that just means more fun and less time in hedges. Now, this overall issue comes from the common problem of people following advice too rigidly, which is just one of the big mistakes that hurts rider progress. And if you want to learn about 21 other brutal truths that every developing rider should know, just check out this video here where I break down everything I wish I knew when I got started with motorcycles. Outside of that, thank you so much for joining me for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.